Welcome to Talking Classrooms, the podcast where we explore the ideas, experiences, and questions shaping education beyond the four walls of a classrooms. I'm your host, Bulelani Mahwangana, and today's conversation sits at a powerful intersection: mathematics, artificial intelligence, and the design of learning systems that actually work for people. My guest is Rose Danjuma, a mathematics researcher and curriculum innovation strategist whose work spans applied mathematics, AI education, mentorship, and large-scale learner impact across Africa. In this episode, we talk about how mathematics moves from abstract equations to real-world decision-making, why problem-solving matters more than memorization, and what it takes to design education systems that are resilient, inclusive, and future-ready. This is not a technical lecture, no. It's a conversation about meaning, impact, and the role of education in shaping who we become. Now, let's get into it. Rose, thank you very much for making time to join me today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's an honor. It's totally an honor because your work sits at such an interesting intersection, because I've seen how much you boast about mathematics and AI and education and systems thinking when it comes to when I looked over your profile on LinkedIn. I was really impressed. I was very much impressed, and I'm excited that we are going to unpack such powerful stuff today.
Thank you for having me. I am honored to be here with you. And I always accept invitations like this where the person, of course, the brand also aligns with what I do. Mm-hmm. I went through your podcast and I listened to your guests. I was wowed. I learned a thing or two.
Wow.
I'm actually glad to be here to also contribute my quota.
Yeah, great stuff, bro. Great stuff. Great stuff. Thank you very much. To begin with, I'd love to go back to the roots. When you reflect on your journey so far, what first drew you to mathematics, and what point did you realize it could be a powerful tool for solving real-world problems and not just abstract ones?
Each time I get this question, it takes me back to when I was much younger.
Yeah.
Okay, so I grew up in Lagos, Nigeria, and if you know very well, I would not want to be biased, but we have the Yoruba, Hausa, and Igbo. These are like the three major ethnic groups.
Okay.
So the Yoruba ones are known to be the ones who like to study.
Okay.
And when it comes to maths, just anything STEM, science.
Okay.
So growing up, in the school that I attended, Samhu Nursery and Primary School, we were always asked to have this thing called morning tea. So you get to solve mathematics with your peers, and whoever comes out the best gets to go home with a prize. We do this every morning before the morning assembly. So you can imagine the competitiveness.
Yes.
Who doesn't want to go home?
It brings the excitement.
Prize?
Yeah.
Exactly. So I'd say those were the times where it just really occurred to me that I needed to know how to solve. I wanted to go home too with my own gift and be happy. So I think continuity, that's where consistency comes in. You keep solving, and then before you know it, you're used to the pattern, you're used to the tricks.
Yeah.
Before you know it, you're like one of the best too, because you put in the work. So that's the first, I would say, those are the things that, brought me to this point where it looks like, oh, she enjoys solving math, but no, it was from being competitive. This point.
Wow. So that grounding in real world impact comes through strongly in your work today, I believe.
Yes.
It's basically something that you resonate with. So your postgraduate research in mathematics, I've seen it. I've seen your postgraduate research in mathematical modeling of infectious disease, which you put out there, is deeply something that is technical, but also is deeply human. How did that research experience or shape your experience, the way you think about data, uncertainty, and decision making across disciplines?
Okay, so of course we're just solving maths for solving sake to get prizes. But growing up, I later realized when I got to tertiary institution that mathematics is actually more than what we were doing when we were in secondary and primary school. So I realized that a lot of people did not know that a lot of things that we have today was done or came to be from equations, from numbers. questions, that were put together. Okay, how did we get here? We timed ourselves and knew that, in 2 hours time, we'll be meeting here for a podcast.
Okay.
So it was in tertiary institution I got to understand that number play the game. So it's not just solving to pass now. We're trying to know how to apply these things in real world. And so I was very particular about mathematical modeling. So for my master's, that was what I did. That was why I had that thesis that you could see about infectious disease. So I started my master's in 2020. Would I say fortunately or unfortunately for me, COVID started. And then, it hit hard like, how do we actually model this to see if, we can predict based on the data that we had then. So we're able to tell the people that we have something called the SIR, susceptible, infectious, and then this is just the basis for the rest. Some people can come up with SCIR, some people can come up with just different ones. You can have the asymptomatic and the symptomatic. These are just biological and mathematical terms. So in simple terms, right? Let's imagine that you and I are in the room, right? And then you decide to go outside during the COVID-19 era. If you come back, you could be infectious, It's possible that you've gone to contact somebody who has this disease, but now we do not know. So we put you in a separate room. That's where that isolation came about, right? And so now we have to check, because asymptomatic and symptomatic means you are able to show symptoms when the other person is not able to show symptoms, but they are also infectious. So that's where all of these things come about, right? Yes. So we're able to use data to check. Based on data, how do we know the number of people to expect to be infected or infectious or whatever the case may be? So that's what mathematical modeling is about.
Now, can you put it in layman terms for me? Let's say someone is listening to this conversation one day, and then they discover you are bringing up now bombastic words, biological bombastic words, and you're also talking on the mathematical sector. And then now I wanted to bridge it for us in simple terms. Where is the relationship? Where is the link between biology and mathematics when it comes to this infectious disease that you are doing?
Okay, so now we have of course, when you are doing your thesis, you have the introduction where you are telling people about just defining these terms, right? How did COVID-19 come about? Where did it start? Okay, when you talk about COVID-19, you have other terms to under it. Then you move to literature review. You review the people who already wrote about this disease, right? With different methods. And then you come to your mathematical methods, which is the third one, which is methodology. Today you are talking about Runge-Kutta. You use different methods, really, the ones that you think works for you. So you can use Runge-Kutta. That's where we have MATLAB, and then you make sure you check, is it stable? We have stability. We have these different terms right now. But we have these cases where, for example, I'm going to say it in a layman's understanding. For example, we're trying to check if at the end of the day, because population, human beings are not fractions, right? We're a whole being. So we have to do it in a case where it has to be like a whole being. Yes. So there are cases where, you have to make assumptions. So now when you're making assumptions, you assume that these people are humans. You assume that there are people that come into the country. They can enter this population and leave the population, right? So we're dealing with a sample now. So if I'm trying to do something now, I would not imagine the whole of us in Nigeria. I'll just imagine maybe a population, maybe people in Kaduna. Okay, even people in Kaduna, I'll just imagine a sample, right? I can't tell the whole thing at once. So it's from the sample, the small group, that you can now predict, this can tell us, what might happen to the whole group. That's how we're able to mix maths with biology.
Your work is so fascinating. As I'm listening now, you are inspiring me, basically. I'm so inspired. It's so fascinating. Yes, man. It's fascinating how you've carried that thinking beyond academia. Basically, you basically you have hands-on experience of what you are talking about. You're not just theoretically speaking it. You have experience. So now there's something about HUBSA innovations and consulting consulting lab about you, and you've mentored young innovators across multiple African countries. So now, what patterns do you notice in how young people approach problem solving, and where do you think education systems are either helping or limiting that potential?
I love this question so much. I worked with a lot of young people last year in 2025 because I was the project manager, for Young Innovation Leaders Fellowship. It's YIL. So we bring together young people, brilliant minds from across African countries. We had few people from South Africa.
Easy.
We had few people from South Africa. We had people from Namibia, Uganda, people I can think of off my head now, Nigeria, Kenya. Yes, we had people like that. And I would say I am very impressed. I wouldn't even lie about it. I hear people say Gen Zs are lazy, but I worked with this group of people and I learned so much from them. These people were grouped into different teams, right? And so these people were able to come up with different projects. So they are working towards a project that can become a startup.
Okay.
So we have the ones working with satellite data. We had the ones that were called Rescue Hub. They help you with your startup in case your startup is failing. They are like the middlemen. So they pick your startup, then they advertise it to people who would be willing to buy and maybe revive the startup. Yeah. We had the health guys, health heritage. So what I can say about young people in this day and time and innovation is they are curious, to be honest. If you give them the right resources, they are able to turn it into something positive, something good. They are curious and they are very audacious, I would say that, because I know the number of people who text me daily. I never had that confidence, during my time. They'll text me and be like, Ma, I have this thing, I have this offer, I want you to check it out if you have the time. I could not do that, now I try. Come into your DMs and be like, oh, I have this thing, I would be so scared that you wouldn't even open my DMs. But applying for PhD taught me to learn how to email supervisors. So I would say I've learned over time. Yes, you have to be bold. Yes. They either say no, I am not currently available, or just apply through the school portal. You don't have to send me an email. I'm not the one to make the decision. Or they'll tell you, oh, I would like to hear from you. So what are the odds? What if somebody says, I'd like to hear from you? Right? And I've had positive replies. I would say that they are ready if we give them the right resources, to be honest.
Yeah. Rose, you have this spontaneous relationship with the young people. As you are speaking, I'm catching a lot of stuff from your words. And that brings us to your work at scale, basically. So through School of Mathematics Nigeria, you've impacted. This is what I took out from your bio and your description.
Yes.
You've said that you've impacted over 150,000 learners. That's powerful. That's very powerful. Now, what does meaningful mathematical engagement look like for young people, especially those who may have been taught to fear or avoid the subject itself?
Oh, I've gotten so many positive messages. Times where I thought, oh, this might be boring. They might not like it. I get messages that make me stand up again and want to do something for them. I am so passionate about the young people, not even just the next generation. Yeah. The ones to come and to come and to come, like the legacy we leave behind. Blueprints for them to see and say, oh, if this person can make it here, I too can, right? And young people are beautiful people. They have beautiful minds. They are even smarter than you if you let them, right? Because they see things. They are not so distracted by, we were grown and distracted by bills and other minor things. But they are barely distracted by those things. So they are very curious. At the same time, yes, they can be distracted sometimes by other things, but they are still curious. So it's young, fresh, no heavy loads, So I would say that I've gotten positive feedbacks. Most times they want to just learn to pass their exams. So what we are doing at School of Mathematics Nigeria is to make them understand that you don't learn mathematics just to pass exams. It opens your mind. It helps you be a critical thinker, a problem solver, and it's applicable in almost every field. Correct me if I am wrong. Almost every field. You're an accountant, you're a finance person, you're a nurse. I've had somebody who is in the US that is going to what did they call this? Is it military? She wants to become an army or something. And she came to write. She came for a lesson for our exams, our promotional exams, that you have to pass the basic maths to get to the next level. I think it's called ABSAT, ABSAT, if I'm not mistaken. So almost every field requires you, because not like they want you to go and solve maths in the office. No, they just want to be able to tell how you can think, and maths is about patterns. Yes, the previous thing takes you to the next thing. So if you can understand the patterns, you can keep going. So I would say that they've been very positive. So far, so good. And I'm hoping that we're able to give them even much more. Yeah. Right? Yes, even much more. So we have so much in store for them this year. Wow. So just watch out.
This is great. This is great, because you don't just focus on learners. You also work extensively on curriculum design. If I'm not, if I'm correct, you design mathematics, AI, and technology curricula for universities, NGOs, and innovation hubs. In your view, what are the biggest gaps in current STEM curricula, particularly when it comes to preparing learners for an AI-driven future?
Okay, because so far I've worked with Miva Open University, I've worked with UNGOs, I've worked with even government institutions, and I'm seeing so much improvement. Let me start from there. Learning is now fun, and I like to say fun because I am always seeing it from their point of view. When you were younger, why didn't you understand maths? Because I think you didn't get the part where I didn't mention the part where I was very bad at maths in primary school. I got embarrassed for that. And I think that was the stepping stone for me. So I always take myself back there. Like, why was it hard for you? It dances. I think we don't see that. For some people, it dances. They don't get it. What are you saying? Is it magic? Are you speaking Chinese? Whenever you're trying to teach somebody something, ask yourself, would they get it? Would they understand it? Can we bring graphics? Can we bring videos? Can we bring colors? We have different kinds of learners. So you're looking across the room and you're looking at faces, of course, because from their face you can tell, oh, I'm getting it. You see the excitement. Oh, I'm not getting it. So you're able to spot the different people. But in this day and time where we're now doing virtual learning, you can't really tell. You cannot really tell, if we're being honest, because now you put this podcast out and we're not listening. We're not there to see the listeners' faces. We can't tell if they understand what we're saying. So I'm going to say that a way for us to do better, you said the gaps I've seen, right? So far, so good. That's what you asked me, the gaps. I would say consistent show up. I've taken online classes with Udacity. These people would say that are in developed countries. And I see that every week they make sure that they do live sessions. So you feel like you're interacting still. It doesn't feel distant. You're not just taking your online courses. So there's this online session every week, unfailingly. So you come online, you see how they do the thing, and you're getting it like, oh yes, I'm understanding now. Oh, this way I made a mistake. So I'm saying that we should try to incorporate that. Don't just do the online thing and leave them hanging. Make sure that there is a human connection regularly.
You are actively bridging research and innovation leadership by listening from working with young people and when it comes to your research staff and mathematics and biology and all the other stuff that comes in bombarding as one good picture in your life. You are also actively preaching research and innovation leadership. As someone who's pursuing a PhD while working across education, technology, and development, how do you personally navigate the tension between depth and accessibility?
For now, I don't think that I'm too busy to reply anybody, because this is why I'm here in the first place. I don't like being out there, for it calls for us to come out here, because why are you living if you're not leaving impact? So I am here to serve, and now that I have the time, right, I would be very accessible to whoever needs to reach me, right? So long that we're in alignment, so long that you are a young person with urgency, right? You're up and doing. You're not limiting your message and applying your message 24 hours later, except your phone was dead. I am always available.
I want us to close with this one. I want to bring you back to purpose. Your mission speaks about innovation, equity, and resilience across Africa. If a young learner or educator listening, maybe you listen to this conversation conversation later on. What mindset or principle do you believe is most important to them? For them basically to carry into the future?
I have a lot, but I'll start by saying urgency, like I said before. I speak from experience. I know what the opportunities that it has cost me.
Yes.
Right? Because I wasn't urgent enough.
Okay.
I was just relaxed and thinking, I'll do it tomorrow. And then tomorrow turns to 6 months, 1 year, and you're not ready.
Procrastination.
So right now yes, procrastination. Right now we're building our LMS. We're on it. In fact, it's less than a month. We started less than a month and we're almost done because I learned the hard way. A big organization. I'm not going to call the name of a big organization. You can think big. One of the biggest telecoms firm reached out to us and wanted to integrate our videos onto their platform, but we're not ready, and then it took us months to even decide to be ready. So I'll tell them to be very urgent. Opportunities come and it might not come again, right?
Yeah.
And then to be very consistent. Gosh, there is no better way to make it in life than being consistent. When we say consistency, because everybody preaches consistency, it means showing up.
Yeah.
Even on the days that you don't feel like it, you just remind yourself about the end goal. Always see the end from the beginning. These little things count. So when opportunities come, I am ready. Right? You're not taking unawares and thinking, I've not learned to do this one. How do I do it?
Yeah.
The little things add up to this big time, right? How was I able to work with lots of young people last year from across Africa? It's because I prepared myself, right? When I started the School of Mathematics in 2022, being online, I learned to interact with young people from various parts of the world. So it prepared me for last year's project, right? So I would say those two things, urgency and consistency.
Rose, thank you very much for your time. This is what you have discussed today is a mouthful, and I believe anyone that will listen to it later will basically be impacted. It will change the course of their life. It will basically become informative to those who love getting a lot of information from people like you. I want to thank you very much. Such an honor talking with you today.
Thank you so much, Bulelani.
I want to thank you to Rose for sharing her journey, her thinking, and her work with us. This conversation really highlights how mathematics, when taught with intention, becomes a tool for understanding the world, not just passing exams. To everyone listening, thank you for spending this time with us on Talking Classrooms. If this episode resonated with you, share it with an educator, a student, or anyone passionate about learning and innovation. You can find more episodes whenever you listen to podcasts, and follow Talking Classrooms for upcoming conversations that challenge how we think about education. Until next time, keep learning, keep questioning, and keep growing.